also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, cut the shit. The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What? You don't believe?
You don't believe?
You don't believe?
Believe?
I want to be rich. I am rich.
I imagine myself flying. I can fly. I will beat my wings until I take off.
Her schoolgirl affectations and body movements. Like, okay, ready? Here it is. Like, okay. She raises herself off her chair. Like, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited about this. Okay.
You're so right. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something you haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay. Right, like that.
Right.
Megyn Kelly and Joe Rogan just destroyed Oprah's clean image. Rogan used cutting comedy to poke fun of her feel-good company, and Megyn Kelly got right to the point. Nothing was off limits, from selling spiritual goods to making sure things were real. In the end, they questioned the brand Oprah has established and advocated for something more real.
Staying up on the news. She's reading undoubtedly from blue cards her staff gave her. That's how the Oprah Winfrey show was shot. Oprah didn't have to think of her own questions. It was all impromptu or on a blue card for Oprah. She doesn't know she's not making big news with this revelation. She said she'll sign the same shitty so-called border bill that they rejected the last time because it would let 5,000 illegals over the border.
It was confusing when taking hold of people. When I had friends that were telling me that The Secret is real and that they imagined they were going to fulfill these childhood dreams that they had about whatever, being a whatever it would be. But there's a couple people that I knew that were trying to tell me that The Secret was going to be the thing, that they had a vision board and they had photographs, they put pictures up of the things they wanted, like them in front of large crowds and shit. I'm like, oh boy.
Them in front of large crowds.
This is so not how it works.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back. As soon as Oprah's name came up, he leaned in like someone who was ready to deliver the whole act. Not a magician, but a professional performer who's been selling inspiration from a gilded throne for decades.
The sex podcaster instead. She thought
call the ambulance or whatever it's
the
called.
woman who was talking about
the daddy
how
about
to
the
use
ambulance.
dildos a week earlier.
Don't stop insulting her. That sounds.
The Oprah interview?
No.
She's off the rails.
Yeah,
Off the rails.
I heard about it.
Into fucking wine mom country again.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that.
Tim Dillon is the best. Tim Dillon's like, she's saying gypsy curses. What is she saying?
If you appreciate the video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell symbol. Joe aimed at Oprah's self-help enterprise, calling it the most successful cult that has never been branded a cult. Not only does she sell books, she helps them become gospel. Her interviews don't only show off guests, they make them better. With Oprah's favor, even gravity seems to take a holiday.
To talk about the failure of the celebrity. Oprah Winfrey. You have no power. You do not have any control over this electorate. Neither do you, J-Lo. Let's take a look at Oprah's final closing message on the campaign trail.
We don't get to sit this one out.
Joe attacked Oprah's transformation from daytime host to spiritual teacher with a billion-dollar grin and a list of famous gurus. He found the whole enlightenment machine ludicrous, meditation, but only after you by the 14-part masterclass, Oprah-approved incense, and a soul journey fleece blanket. Want peace of mind? Sure, but be ready to spend more plus freight.
This is the best she can do, by the way. When they give her the talking points in advance, when they say, we're going to have a girl stand up, that poor girl who talks about her childhood sexual abuse. And what does Kamala do? Oprah, I don't know if you've heard this story, but you know when I was in high school, my best friend was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I said, we've heard this story so many times. And it makes me crazy because she is using this poor woman's sexual abuse as a valorization of herself.
Joe called out the absurdity of Oprah constructing an empire on relatability while living like a premium lifestyle brand. She speaks about suffering like she's still under harsh lights eating canned salmon, not drinking rare tea on a $90 million house. He sneered at the concept of someone preaching simplicity from a mansion with more bathrooms than a stadium.
Oprah had that lady on, his face bit off by the chimp, and she showed her face on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Miraculously, she survived just the unimaginable. Her name is Charla Nash. Charla almost always covers her face with the hat and scarf. She wears it, she says, because she doesn't want to scare people.
The lady was wearing a veil over her face, like, let's see your face, come on. She pulls the veil away.
Like a Nope?
What are you doing?
Do you mind lifting the veil? Oh, no, you will. So we can see. You could take the hat off. Oh, the hat comes off. Yep. Okay. All right.
Then came Oprah's spiritual smorgasbord, and Joe tore it apart. He stated the organization doesn't just give feel-good information. It sells it like divine truth, complete with dramatic lighting and slow-mo tree embraces. Joe dubbed it emotional fast food. It looks nice, feels wonderful, but changes nothing. He pointed out the discrepancies, teaching appreciation while branding half a luxury store, asking for humility with a personal brand huge enough to float over the Macy's parade. He joked about her inner circle being made up of lighting pros, crystal curators, and sound therapists, all striving to convert basic guidance into ancient religion. To Joe, Oprah's program felt more like a spiritual shopping mall. Walk in dissatisfied, walk out with a candle that smells like self-worth, and a signed copy of you are enough. Not treatment, simply therapy-themed entertainment. While Joe attacked the show, Megyn Kelly delivered a different mood. No laughs, just laser-focused takedown. When she senses hypocrisy, she dissects it.
Insulted. My intelligence is insulted. I'm bored by you. I'm offended by you. And you know, the thing is, it almost makes me think of Oprah. So Oprah actually was full of profundities when she did that show. You know, I realize I have different feelings about her today too, when she's gone political. But back in the day, you know, when I was young in law school and you turn on the Oprah Winfrey show, you would hear something that would give you, oh, that's good. That's good. Like something, she's the one we got aha moment from. You know, she had these little catchphrases where you're like, oh yeah, that's something to think about. And her team would set it to music, you know, and they'd slow down the interaction. They put in slow-mo, like her hug with a firefighter.
Megyn Kelly criticized the concept that Oprah still speaks for the regular person. She asked how someone who hasn't flown commercial or shopped without cameras in years can claim to comprehend. Oprah, she claimed, doesn't reflect her audience anymore. She reflects their imaginations. Megyn also questioned the legitimacy of Oprah's involvement, calling it more managed than caring. With dramatic music and drone photos, it feels like branding, not conviction. True leadership, she underscored, entails wading into pain, not giving safe messages from a nicely lighted room.
Pretend laughing is so, like Oprah's pretending to laugh. And by the way, can I just say, I'll let you finish your point on the gun, but the Oprah affect is done. It's so over. Her fake, like, I did not know that, right? Like she's leaning into this like homegirl, like, what? I learned something. And her yelling, she yelled at us all night. Oprah was yelling. I'll show it to you in a second. You take up the...
Megyn Kelly then went for the Oprah operation itself, the business part few dare to question. She stated that Oprah has turned inspiration into an industry where every book, product, or guest translates into profit. Megyn addressed the hard question. Is it still about helping people, or just protecting the brand? She took aim at the Oprah Book Club, calling it a one-woman monopoly. If Oprah likes your book, you're a star. If not, you're invisible. That's not empowerment, it's brand control. She emphasized that Oprah's seal of approval isn't about taste, but about market power. Megyn also called out Oprah's contrived image, soft lighting, staged emotions, and limited criticism. When no one challenges you, she warned, you stop growing and start performing. Joe wasn't done either. He slammed Oprah's tendency of promoting pseudo-experts, the kind that offer inner peace for 4 easy payments. He argued that Oprah turned pop psychology into primetime entertainment, where every sorrow gets addressed with a sofa, a breath, and a commercial break.
They boiled it down to the easiest one, which is dreaming.
Right, exactly.
And that's why it sold, but Oprah sold it. I mean, she was one of the big ones, man, and she was fucking 50 years old at the time. I mean, this is not a young woman who is selling this. How old is Oprah now?
75.
89? She 80?
Joe rolled his eyes at Oprah's obsession with sentiments over facts. He argued that her organization relies on emotional exchanges and admissions, but rarely delivers genuine solutions. It's emotional indulgence disguised as growth. He commented that when it comes to actual issues, Oprah's approach is like presenting a fragrant candle to a burning house. Joe didn't hold back on her politics either. He found it hilarious that a billionaire who previously gave away vehicles now plays political kingmaker. He questioned how someone so far away from daily life can teach working-class people how to vote. To him, Oprah doesn't support people, she curates tales. Megyn circled back with receipts, pointing out Oprah's deliberate quiet. For someone vociferous about justice, she's often quiet when the story doesn't match the brand. Megyn noted that real honesty shows off camera, that Oprah only talks when the optics are nice. She shattered Oprah's everywoman image, pointing out that you don't attain that degree of power without becoming part of the system. Oprah's not attacking the establishment. She is the establishment. With icy precision, Megyn Kelly peeled away the facade. She stated that Oprah helped build a world where feelings are treated as facts and affirmation replaces action. In this world, self-reflection becomes a lifestyle, and accountability is always someone else's fault. According to Megyn, the Oprah effect isn't empowerment. It's emotional indulgence dressed up as self-awareness. Joe took aim at Oprah's involvement in diet culture. He challenged how someone who's publicly battled weight for decades is now regarded as a wellness guru. One moment it's diet pills, the next it's self-love. Joe remarked that Oprah's physical journey felt like a reality show with fluctuating nutrition fads, and every season finishes with a book deal and acclaimed. He also called out the contradictions. Be yourself, but reinvent yourself first. Love your physique, but here's a program to change it. Joe said it's like selling freedom while tightening the leash. The punchline? Millions still buy, and Megyn didn't laugh. She focused on the harm. Oprah's counsel often becomes gospel, but when that wisdom is inconsistent or uncontrolled, it doesn't just fall flat, it misleads. Megyn made it clear. Influence without responsibility is toxic.
There was a story I was reading about Oprah, unfortunately, where this woman had terminal cancer.
Hey.
And she had stage 3 breast cancer and just decided that through The Secret she was going to imagine herself a healthy person.
Yeah.
And then, she eventually wound up dying from it because she didn't get treatment.
Oprah, shielded by layers of fame, rarely has to answer for contradictions or blunders. No press conferences, no apologies, just the next book, the next brand, the next fantastic event. Joe continued with a jab. If Oprah retired, the self-help industry may disintegrate, leaving 1,000 life coaches lost without their guiding light. But Megyn took a different perspective. She wasn't trying to tear Oprah down, only to pull away the filters. She reminded audiences that media icons are still human, flawed, powerful, and usually unregulated. Together, Joe and Megyn didn't just attack Oprah. They detailed the method underpinning the picture. The branding, the ambiguities, the created morality. Not out of hate, but out of frustration with a culture that mistakes fame for wisdom and adulation for truth. And just like that, the spotlight dimmed, if only for a moment. The spotlight flickered and Oprah's dominance felt a bit less impenetrable because two voices refused to play along. Joe criticized the advent of Oprah-style influencers, life gurus with ring lights, imprecise advice, and hashtags about healing. He labeled it her most humorous legacy, the religion of controlled vulnerability. Megyn took aim at Oprah's latest move, turning authenticity into a streaming show. She questioned how something actual can be twisted, written, and paired with mood music. When appearance takes over, she cautioned, truth fades out. Oprah roaming through her garden, meditating about presence while bird noises play from hidden speakers. That wasn't authenticity, Megyn remarked. It was scripted relatability, clothed as knowledge. And viewers are starting to see through it, Joe agreed. People aren't just buying what Oprah's selling anymore. They're asking what's behind the curtain. And maybe that brilliance isn't truth. Maybe it's just stage lights.